Man and sport, a timeless means of entertainment. Some men hit home runs, others are curb stomped. Some win Cy Youngs, others get dunked on. Some men become MVPs, others have 70 saves in a game. But your stats won't matter here. Here we discuss the issues, search the hearts of men, and judge in vivid detail. Only raw takes will do. This is Sports Analysis. This is Sports Unchained. This is Sporticus! You can find us on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, all at Sporticus Live. That's Sport ICUS Live. Sporticus Live. See you there.
Well, no, it's all good.
Pizza. I took a bite of pizza. All right, well then we already talked. Well, that was only 15. It was only 15 minutes. So. I like coming into these conversations. A lot of people, when we did a show with someone else, my boy Cole, he said, "Man, you guys friends in real life? Cause like y'all got a good rapport. Like it's, y'all just having a regular conversation." And I was like, "Yeah, like this dude lives down the street from me."
We've been drinking how many times?
No, I don't even know. We got to go out drinking again, by the way. My birthday's coming up soon. I'll be having some drinks at Crush, but you got a weird schedule, so who knows when you'll be able to come out and play.
What day is it, you said?
It's October 12th, but I'm going out on like the 9th. That's a Saturday. Hey, you guys got to deal with this shit, okay?
If it's
We'll
Saturday,
get to the fucking UFC
Well,
stuff.
if it's Saturday night, I can probably do it. My schedule is conducive to that.
Sounds good to me. What fights are October 9th, by the way, if any?
Oh God, you're gonna make me look shit up now.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't seem that far ahead in September, but like now it's like right.
The only fight that I care about right now is the one that's happening on November 6th, which is the day after my birthday.
Okay. And that fight is?
I'm looking up the fucking one you said for whatever first. October, which day?
9th? I think it's 9th. Yes.
Yeah, it's the Mackenzie Dern, Marina Rodriguez, Tim Elliott, Matthias Nicholas. Yeah, it's just a fight night.
No, you said Dern, and I'm watching it, so.
Yeah, that's fair, but like it's just a fight night.
But I like the fight nights more than the big cars, to be honest. And I thought that was just a thing that I was just being contrarian about it, really. And no, they're just overall to me better because there's no real stakes to them, and you just kind of get to see who really wants what more.
Right.
So I like those better. But let's get into this card. We missed so many cards. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you wanted to hear about the November 6th UFC
yes.
card. Yeah. Okay, so the prelim card so far, which isn't even complete, and I don't even know which order to start in because all of these are fucking awesome. You have Li Jingliang versus Kazmat Kaimev. He's making a comeback. He's
still
making
prelim. Still on the prelims.
Yeah, it's still on the prelim right now, but check out the rest of the card though. So still on the prelim, you have Alexander Volkov versus Marcin Tybura. Like, come on, that's a good heavyweight fight at least.
Yeah.
Then you have Magomed Ankalaev versus Volkan Ozdemir in the light heavyweight division, and that's still on the prelim. Like that's
How? What the fuck is the main card?
That's what I'm saying. So far, only on the main card you have. Oh wait, not Aljamain Sterling, probably Corey Sandhagen.
Oh yeah, because he fucking. Oh
yeah,
my god.
Versus Piotr Jan, and then you have Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira main eventing it. Which honestly, once it became Sandhagen, I'm like, why? Like, we just change that to the main event. You know what I mean? Because Aljo Sterling doesn't deserve a main event, in my opinion, and I don't even think he deserves to have the title or have a shot when he comes back.
I get what you're saying, but we had this discussion probably like maybe 2 years ago or a year ago. Give the other guys some time to shine. With Aljo out, absolutely don't make it the and I know this is not about Sandhagen. It's not about hurting him. It's more about you don't need the belt to be you don't need a belt to be your main event. I'm okay with them not being a main event. I'm also okay with you saying no, it should be the main event. I get that. And normally, yes, I guess, but it's okay. I think it's okay. What you're saying is, hey, this fight is just as strong. This is a stronger fight in a lot of ways. That's okay. I'm all right with that because, you know, a lot of people might feel that way. You know, some people might not. But go ahead.
I don't know if I misspoke, but that's UFC 267 that I was just talking about. That's on October 30th. That's not November 6th. I don't know if I specified that, but UFC 68.
I think I'm a little confused, but that's okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me just specify. So the card we just talked about with
267,
Jan and probably Sandhagen. That's 267. That's October 3rd. I was looking at the wrong one.
Okay.
November 6th is the one that I was talking about. That's the Usman Covington, Namajunas Weili, Chandler. I'm not saying that 267 isn't going to be fucking legit, but
it obviously is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's 2 title fights and basically a title fight.
I tell you what, I'm not looking next to. I'm not. I don't think Weili should be getting. I don't think she should take this fight now. I don't think that she is far enough removed from where she was and understanding that. And I told you, I said the only thing she could do is stay in range of her kicks and get knocked out. That was all Rose had, to be honest, with me. It's not that she's a bad fighter. Don't get me wrong on that. But Weili was so dangerous. If she stayed on you, there was nothing you could do. And we've seen it, you know? But that's not what she did. She came in there trying to feel people out and forgot she was in a fight and got knocked out. And I don't think she really absolutely gets Thug Rose. Unless she blitzkriegs it and then knocks her the fuck out, then I was wrong, which is what I hope what happened, because I don't like Thug Rose always playing victim, always playing the mental health card, and then going and fucking with somebody's mental health card, mental health, and then making them a victim. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's exactly what she did. So fuck her forever for that. And I just don't care. You cannot do that. You cannot cry wolf and then be like, hey, you know what? You cry wolf and then when somebody else get eaten, you're like, oh, fuck that guy. You know? No. So I don't want Thug Rose to win, and I think she's in perfect position to do so. So I'm really upset about that. And Weili is completely out of position, but that's my take on that.
You know, honestly, with that particular fight, I think the problem going into the first one was Thug Rose was able to, or sorry, Weili let Thug Rose fire off, you know, shots, like just cock back and just throw the hardest kicks, the best punches, like didn't make her miss, didn't try to give her different looks, didn't keep that head movement, like didn't try to shoot, didn't really try to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, just really didn't put on a good performance, and she got kicked in the head because she was trying to feel her out when it's like, no. She's dominated, you know, the women she's fought.
Yeah, you can't do that. You know?
Yeah, because she goes in there, Weili goes in there with this kind of kill mentality where, like, I think she respected Rose Namajunas a little too much, and then she paid for it.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Like, I respect her too, but like, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm gonna come in there and fuck her up, though. Yeah, no, you can respect them and then come in there and do your job. You come in there like that person's gonna kill you, is kill or be killed, and you'll come out the victor more often than not. Like I'll tell you why Masvidal lost, coming in there playing games. I mean, that's one of the reasons. But like, for real, he didn't come in there with a kill or be killed mentality as he usually does. It was, I need to feel Usman out a little bit more. If he could have, like I almost said Melendez. I'm sorry. Gilbert Burns. Yeah. Gilbert Burns drew, Usman out into a slugfest just for a little bit and almost got the best of him. And we were like, wow, is this really happening? Now we know Usman is light years away from where that was. But my point is, if you come in there respecting your opponent a little bit too much, or trying to, not with the kill or be killed mentality, it's kind of over with already. Like I've seen that a lot. It's a UFC thing too. It's not that it doesn't happen in Bellator and stuff, but like in the UFC, when you got the best coaches and the best this and the best that, a lot of people come in there with this bravado that I can come in and I can just kind of, do this and do that, move around a little bit and then turn it up in a second. Nah, some people, there are others that come out there like, I want this belt, I'm gonna fucking crush him. And they crush you. And it's like, wow, what happened? But if you see the blitzkrieg coming, if you know this person's about to kill you, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be ready for that. And then that's when you have to stop and respect each other and go, okay, I just can't rush in and kill him. I've got to kill him, slowly. I gotta, throw this kick, that kick, fake this punch, go for takedown, level changes, takedowns, all of that. But yeah, it really upsets me the way people fight in the UFC, and it's upset me since, man, when would you say was the point in which, and we talked about this before too, but I forgot, exactly what we said. There was a point in UFC where the training just became so good that people just kind of start feeling each other out all the time because the levels of skill were just so vastly different from what they were. You no longer had, was it Anderson Silva? Maybe. I mean, maybe he was the pioneer of it, but in other words, I'm trying to shut the fuck up for a second and let you talk.
Honestly, I'd say between Silva, Mighty Mouse, and GSP, we really saw what the top level of competition looks like against anyone. You know what I mean? Yeah, they can knock him out, submit him, but you know what it is going to be against guys that aren't going to be knocked out, and you're not going to try to submit. It's going to be a boring fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you had the Chuck Liddells and the Matt Hughes and the Rich Franklins, right? And then after that, you had the GSPs and Anderson Silvas. So that's what changed the game to me. That's when there was a changing of the guard. But when we look back on the Chuck Liddell fights, they weren't trying to fill you out, man. They were trying to knock you out. So like that's the giant difference from that. It's not like there's not people trying to knock people out in the UFC and MMA in general. That's not what I'm saying, obviously. I'm saying the attitude that George Masvidal brings is that old school MMA attitude, that old school feeling to it. And we just don't get that anymore. I'm hoping we get a lot more of it. You're starting to see some people kind of go that route, but like not enough. Like Komet, he's one of the guys. He's coming in there like, fuck it. If I'm gonna lose, you're gonna have to knock me out, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Like
that. Think about the November 6th card that I was just talking about, UFC 268. Gaethje and Chandler, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, that is gonna be I hate that they're fighting each other. That's how you know what I mean? Like it's great, but I wish it was for a title.
It happened at some point, and it might as well happen. But the next one too is also that Namajunas Weili fight. It's also going to be good. But then also the main event in that card is Usman versus Covington. That's also going to be a slugfest. You know what I mean?
It won't be good. Usman's going to fucking destroy him. No.
Oh, it's not going to
listen.
It's not going to last long for sure.
Oh, well, I mean, sure, okay. Well, I usually qualify that as, like it, it has to go beyond a certain point for me. Generally speaking, like I don't think it's going to be a barn burner. I think Usman's going to fuck him up by this. It won't go 3 rounds. If it goes 3 rounds, Usman's not who we thought he was. And that's kind of fucked up to say, but like, honestly, the level of skill he has now compared to when he first fought Covington, um,
I'll put it to you this
it's
way.
just
If it gets deep into the second round before Usman finishes Covington, I'll be surprised.
sure. Okay, I can go with that. Covington he hits like a bitch. He's one person, I'm gonna be honest, he's one person I wouldn't care, like, I wouldn't care about sparring with him. And now Conor McGregor is like a bitch too, but I would care about sparring with him because his accuracy, he does have power. It's just not enough for the level he fights at. But, since I'm not a fighter, I don't know. But Kobe Covington being around the same, how much does he weigh? What does he walk around at? Fuck that. Anyway, he hit like a bitch. But whatever weight he is, he hits like a bitch. He really does. Not just for his weight. He hits like I'm going to say it again. Kobe Covington hits like a bitch. So,
Who wins?
hey,
Kobe Covington or Cody Garbrandt? Because you hate both of them.
Garbrandt would knock him the fuck out. Here's the thing. Kobe would piece him up all day until Garbrandt just let one loose. The Garbrandt I've seen as of late is actually pretty good. That's because he's kind of went back to his wrestling a bit. Well, not just a bit, but like he's trying to use more tools in his repertoire. He's got more tools than what he's using, and he's trying to use that to set his striking up. He's not quite there yet, but man, when he gets there, he's gonna be a complete fighter finally. And I think he can get there. And finally, he must have heard me bitching about him sitting on his goddamn couch, not doing anything. But yeah, Garbrandt all day. Garbrandt will knock him the fuck out because all it takes is one. And Kobe will get, yeah.
The thing is if Colby had more than a fight or two over the last year, I'd be like, all right, it's going to be a lot better of a fight. But he hasn't fought in literally over a year. So we're now talking about a guy like Kamaru Usman, who is already looked at as the pound for pound greatest active fighter on the roster, right? Well, this will be his third fight this year. You know what I mean? He fought in April. He fought in February against Burns and Masvidal, and he won both of them decidedly.
He didn't fight punks. He didn't fight nobody. He didn't fight he fought people who could actually beat him.
Yeah.
Like who could change his whole fucking life. So, yeah, I mean,
we saw the ability to go toe to toe with a real fucking gangster when he went with Masvidal in his last fight.
I love the respect they showed each other. Like Usman got his, he definitely was, he talked his shit because he won, but immediately following that, he respected him and said, I'm gonna give him his proper due. Like, it's not like I was in there fighting the chump. Like, that dude could have just fucked me up. At any moment, I could have got knocked out.
Oh, bro, I think for the first time ever, Street Jesus blessed his opponent in like not a violent way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think he
ate it all. He was all smiles.
Yeah, I think he got Masvidal's respect for sure after that fight. But I think Colby Covington, I don't know if I don't remember if he was hurt or COVID or what it was, but he hasn't fought in over a year, man. And last fight was September 19th. And did he win? Sure, but he beat Tyron Woodley. Do you know who else?
Yeah, and Tyron Woodley tapped out on some rib shit. Like, he was on the ground and got punched in the ribs.
Sean, do you know who else just beat Tyron Woodley?
That would be Jake Paul. Yes.
Yeah. So like everybody I beat Tyron Woodley in the last month and a half. Like, fuck that.
Hey, Glass Joe beat Tyron Woodley. That's his one win. And Glass Joe's 1 in 99, and his win is fucking. I think I made that joke about somebody else, but now it's Tyron. Fuck it.
Yeah,
it's Tyron Woodley now.
No,
I can't stand him. He lost that fight so fucking clean. And then, it's bullshit. It's like, dude, it's Triller. What are you even talking about? Like, get your bag and get out of here. Like, My bad. I digress. Go ahead.
The way he was winning that fight was by clean knocking Jake Paul out, and I don't think he was going to do that. Jake Paul is a little bit better of a boxer than people give him credit for.
I don't understand why people are doing that. And I'm like, look, man, here's the thing. I'm actually okay with him fighting MMA boxers because, for one, he's not a real amateur boxer yet, Two, these people are talking shit to him and claiming they could actually beat him. And they keep losing. That's fucked up. That's their fault, though. And three, he's actually giving them better paydays than they've ever seen in their lives. So let him keep fighting them, because there's what did Tyron Woodley had to lose? Respect? He didn't have any. Not going into it. He didn't.
Hey,
you just said he lost to Kobe Covington, who hasn't fought in a fucking year and a half.
Well, no, I didn't say he hasn't fought in a year, and the last guy Covington fought was Woodley. He beat him too, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's been like a year and a half or something. You said, it's over a year. It's got to be closer to a year and a half.
Yeah,
and it is just a year.
Covington did knock Woodley out in the 5th round, but at the same time, Jake Paul basically did that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly,
and people,
from my actual opinion of their fight, if they would have given it to Woodley, I really wouldn't have disagreed, but I kind of like the fact that Jake Paul won.
Hey, here's the thing. You want to be on the island of relevancy or not?
Right, yeah.
Jake Paul's blessing. You want to talk about blessing? Jake Paul's blessing motherfuckers right now. And people are like,
I don't give a shit about Logan Paul. He can fight on the same card or not. And
He's
I might
trash.
watch it if he's fighting someone cool. But in terms of the Vitor Belforts or Anderson Silvas or whatever, I think Jake Paul should just be the guy that fights all the old MMA guys that come over.
Yeah. And I think he would actually stand a pretty decent chance. I don't know about Vitor.
The only thing is they need to sanction him as professional fights, though, because it's not fair to anyone for Jake Paul or whoever he's fighting to not be put on that kind of stage and make that kind of money and have it not count against them or for them,
I'm 1,000,000% for that. But you know what?
What if Jake Paul goes 25-0 and he just mows down these fucking retiring veterans? And, that's actually a pretty good career. But if it's never sanctioned, then it's all speculation,
True. No, you're absolutely right. The first fight I want to see before that one, if Triller just really got on their shit and stopped, I'm going to say this. Just drop the fucking shenanigans and the shucking and jiving with all these rappers and shit. Cut it out. You can have a respectable business without all the fucking clown show, and just what needs to happen with it is just a lot more professionalism and some solid musical acts that aren't just the when I say that, now they done had some good people. I'm just saying some people that are really hot, not good. But when I say that, and it's gonna sound whatever, Metallica or some shit like that, a place, a old white band that sells out stuff all the time, that's what I mean. Somebody who can who can do a Super Bowl halftime show. Get a respectful act like that. And once you do that as your headliner, this is who you put up there. Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort, in their rematch. And I used to love Vitor so much. Fuck him now. Straight up. Because when he got kicked in his face and when he started getting popped for all these roids and stuff, I was just like, you just don't even respect yourself. Should have never got kicked in his face. He had one of the best stars I've ever seen. Yes, I'm mad at him. Fuck him. But no, he's talking shit. No. He wants to put $25 million on Jake Paul. Hey, listen here, motherfucker. Go put $25 million on beating Anderson Silva that also wants a piece of Jake Paul. Cause that's the guy you need to fight first. Cause he kicked you in your fucking face and beat you. And until he avenges that loss any kind of way, he can shut the fuck up.
I mean, that's not unfair. I don't necessarily disagree.
Fucking hate him for that. It's just weird. You know, like if it's me, I'm like, man, I need some. Like Anderson Silva's a boxer now. You know, he's a boxer now. You can just straight up fight him on Triller and knock him out and prove your point and say, I was always better than him. That was a lucky tick. The first thing I'd be doing is be like, after I knocked out Evander Holyfield, I'm like, look, check it out. Anderson Silva, I'm coming for you. That's a big money boxing fight. Is it not?
I think so.
Just for Silva alone.
I think there's definitely a card to be made with all the names that we've been saying, you know, and maybe Anthony Joshua can join that same card.
His bum ass. Oh shit, man! You know what? He's such a fucking bum. It's good though. It's good. Him and Wilder can finally fight. Fuck that trilogy trash. Throw that in the garbage. I don't know how that's even contractually obligated by Fury anymore. I say no. Let him go. If I'm Fury, I say I want to fight Ruiz. I know Ruiz had lost a rematch, whatever, but I don't want to fight Wilder. Let him go fight that bum Anthony Joshua who didn't want to fight him either. Both of them are little bitches that didn't want to fight each other. Always putting the fight off. Always putting it off. Always. Neither one of them can box. Neither.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm done.
I was going to say, I'll say one thing about that is I always wanted to see Wilder and Joshua fight, and it used to not make sense. I mean, it did, but it didn't. But now it does. Like, the winner of this could have Tyson Fury again, but God, man, it sucks they have to give Wilder that rematch. You know, so, I mean.
I would do it. Here's the thing. I think you could get away with doing the Joshua Wilder fight before that. But Wilder doesn't deserve to fight Fury again. He lost 2 fights. We saw him lose the first one. They call it a draw. That's bullshit. Whatever. You want to be controversial? Fine. See how he got his ass whooped in that second fight. There was no way he won that first fight. You know, like, let's just be for real. You know,
well, but even if you call the first one a draw, the second one clearly wasn't. And I mean,
so that's one, you know, it's just, I don't even like the idea of that shit. But man, Wilder Joshua right now is an excellent fight to me. And then you give him a trilogy fight because now we all want to see it again because now it, like you said, it did not make sense at first. I didn't like it at first because it didn't make sense. And I was like, I just kept hearing their names and I even said, they're not as good as you're making them out to be. And I literally dropped only one name and I said Tyson Fury's better than both of them. Everybody laughed me to scorn. You know what else people are now? On Twitter talking some shit about somebody else. But everybody laughed at me. I was like, bro, Fury's better. I know Fury's better by who he's beat. Like, did you know who he had to beat to become Tyson Fury? You know, like, and these guys, it's just that Wilder and Anthony Joshua, who's on their list, that's a Klitschko. Like, really, like, you know, who's on their list that makes you feel, I mean, older Klitschko? Or, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is like, when you think Fury, you think Klitschko, you think, damn, he beat him. Am I right?
Not really. I just think that
you can throw the age in there if you want to, but like, I mean, when you got a motherfucker on top for so long, when they finally get beat, it's still a big deal. Older.
I think Fury deserves to be where he is. I just think that Anthony Joshua and him were destined to either meet at the top or the bottom, and they could have met at least closer to the top than they are now. You know what I mean? Because this is what, after the Fury loss for Wilder, it's after the Ruiz loss, rematch, win, and now again you lose? What, you want another rematch with the guy and beat him and just be like, no, see, I really could beat him. Now you have to fight me. No, it's just not how it works. Like, I think they need to drop the Wilder Fury fight and do a Joshua fucking Deontay Wilder fight. I mean, that's just idealism, you know, like we're saying. But God, man, it made so much sense now. But if, like, even if Fury loses, you could still make the Joshua Fury or Joshua Wilder fight. Sorry, I said that wrong. If Fury, if Fury beats Wilder, you could still make the Joshua Wilder fight. You know, so I don't know, man. I did you really think that Anthony Joshua was going to lose to that guy? I didn't, but then he did.
No. See, that's the thing. Here's the crazy part about it. Everybody said that Wilder couldn't box. That, like, technically, he was never the better boxer. He was just a power puncher. And then Joshua was a highly skilled boxer. And then Ruiz comes and cleans his ass up. And it was like, all it took was one loss and that was it. Wilder's actually still pretty protected because only one person's beat him. You know,
Well,
only
that's
one person's beat him.
upset they can't just stop the Wilder Fury fight for our sake.
Right. No, I get it. But at least only one person's beat him. You know, like, I mean, a lot of people talk shit about Tom Brady and his Super Bowl record. I'm like, he's only been beat by 2 teams though. He's got 3 losses, but he's lost to one team twice, but at least it's not 3 different teams. Like, that does make a difference. Only 2 teams has had his number. Only 2. Like, that's fucking nuts. Out of what, 9 times? Or is it 10 times now?
I don't know, man.
Like, anyway, yeah, I think it's 10. Yeah. Because I never thought he was going to get his 7th ring. But yeah, 7 out of 10 times, the guy's great. Only 3 times he's lost. Is nuts. And so Deontay Wilder has that same thing going for him that, hey man, you know, the guy's got, and I did look up his goddamn record, 42 KOs and he won lost by KO, but like, he gave 42 other people a fucking knockout. You know, like,
Yeah.
42 other people went to fucking sleep. I think it's okay that he gets to fight him again. But
I'm not disagreeing with it. I just don't think that outcome's going to be any different. You know what I mean?
No, it won't be. It won't be at all. In fact, I think it might be worse for him. I mean, you only get better when you whoop somebody's ass. It's like Highlander. He might be done in half the time. I don't see, Fury losing at all whatsoever. I think Wilder, if it ever happens, Wilder's just going to be on that bullshit and trying to, you know, he's going to be worried about getting his money before all of that other stuff. But anyway,
I just hope that Deontay Wilder doesn't do his whole like walkout routine and then blame us on the walkout.
I had a 40-pound battery pack on. Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't you run to the fucking ring then? Here's the thing. You're conditioned.
Bro, that fucking idiot would come out in like a Ghostbusters proton pack and be like, oh, the proton pack had too many ghosts in it.
Yeah, you're right. I felt pretty bad for him. He was stupid, but I did feel pretty bad for him. But so guess who's going to take a seat off the bum couch? That's a new segment now. I'm just going to make that up. Cody Garbrandt's off the bum couch. He's off the bum couch. It's time for the bum couch segment. Anthony Joshua, sit your ass down and have a plate of hot Cheetos. You ain't doing shit else. Who else going on the bum couch?
Well, hold on. I don't think it would be proper to have an episode, or at least the inaugural episode of Bum Couch, without honoring the first bum that got off the couch first. Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, no, I did. I said
you're in love with
you're off the couch.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You got to give him some props for getting off the couch.
And he lost. I mean, and that's fine. Like it's whatever. That's not what the bum couch is about. It's not about winning and losing. It's about what you're doing with your life. And he's making good strides to be a better fighter. You know, he's off the bum couch. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, he's not doing shit to make himself better. He's on the bum couch he's on the bum couch until he gets to fight, Deontay Wilder. Damn! He may never get that fight now. If Wilder would have win, why in the fuck would he ever fight Anthony Joshua?
Right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Whatever bum couch fucking Anthony Joshua's on, I'd actually rather be on than my bum couch. Like,
that's true. I mean, you know, his bum couch is made of suede, you know, and leather.
Yeah, and I have a nice bum couch. It's just not going to be as nice as his.
No, I like my couch. Fuck his couch. I got 2 recliners and I got a pull-out bed. I bet he ain't got no shit like that. Straight up.
Sean, you never pull out.
I don't. And my wife's pregnant. Shit. My wife is pregnant again, by the way. I don't want your Goofy ass congratulations, Elian. How dare you?
Fine, fuck you.
Who else is going on the bump couch, though? I mean, shouldn't there be another bump? Let's go to this past UFC card. We have to put somebody on there, right?
Yeah.
Ortega's effort doesn't deserve him going on the bomb couch, though. I can say that. Like I said, it's not about winning or losing. It's about your effort and what you're doing with your life. And Ortega, shout out to him. Great championship fight. Alexander Volkanovski is still an irritating piece of shit to me. Even more so. But let me say this. He actually has way more of my respect now. Like, even though he's irritating, even though I can't stand him, that doesn't mean that he doesn't get, my professional respect. He's the winner, right? He came out of that on top legitimately. It's not like he's, pulling out of a fight with Max Holloway because of whatever bullshit Aljamain Sterling saying. Fuck you, Aljamain Sterling. You going on the bum couch. You know who else I thought of?
And
John Jones.
I was gonna. You fucking asshole! You were going on this rant about fucking Volkanovski, and I was like, okay, cool. Then I'm gonna say fuck Aljamain Sterling, and then you're like, fuck you, Aljamain Sterling. I was like, I was just gonna say that, and then you brought up John Jones too, so you took away.
You go into it though. I don't. You go in. You lean into it. You lean into it. It's your story. Go ahead.
Oh no. Are you done with the Volkanovski shit?
Well, yeah, I'm done with it. I don't like him. That's it.
I love Alexander. So, whatever. But I hate Aljamain Sterling more and more every day. Actually, it's crazy. It's like I love my daughter more and more every day. Like I fucking hate Aljamain Sterling as much as I love my daughter. Like it's crazy. Like I fucking hate that guy. And the biggest thing is I loved him so much going into the on fight. Not as a
Yeah, you talked about. No, but you talked him up, and you was like, man,
I didn't think he was gonna win. I didn't think he was gonna beat Petr Yan because I'm a bigger Yan fan. But at the same time, like he deserves this fight. And then to have Yan throw that illegal knee and I get it. People call him a cheater as if he was trying to do that and lose the fight. He knows the rules. He was trying to time it and mistimed it. And you have to have a better thought process. You have to have a better corner, in terms of telling you, hey, his knee's still down, don't throw any knees or, any of those, illegal strikes. I don't think he tried to cheat as if there wasn't 1,000 cameras watching him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the moment got to him. I think he saw a finish. I think he smelled blood, and I think he took the wrong bite. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
It's one of those things where with Aljamain Sterling, who clearly, in my opinion, could have gone on in the fight. He absolutely gave up. He copped out to being the champion, and then he sat there and reveled in it as if he deserved it. And it's like, what, you deserve somebody making a mistake? That doesn't make any sense. That's not a champion. Champions don't think that way. You never try to win the championship on a technicality. If you look at winning the championship like that, you're just looking at winning. You're looking at being a champion the wrong way. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you.
It just pisses me off though, man. This motherfucker does that on a national stage, and there's actually people that want to sit there and be like, oh well, Petr Yan shouldn't have done that. Yeah, okay, sure. Should he have not done that? Obviously, but did it look like he?
That doesn't mean
full well. Yeah. It looked to me, and it probably looked like to most of the people that have trained that I've ever talked to that have watched the fight or seen the highlight. Bro, the resounding opinion is it looked like he was trying to time it. He was
because he just straight through it. Nobody ever does that. The only other person that actually does that is John Jones. I'm gonna be serious. I'm not even shitting on him. I'm saying the only other person that throws anything like that that's straight up illegal and they know it is John Jones, and he doesn't even get penalized for it really. So it's a thing. I don't even think John Jones is trying to time it. He just does it.
Yeah, and with the
he might be trying to time it though. I don't know. I'm just saying. I understand.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Jones, I want you to tear apart your hero, please.
I wasn't done with the Petr Yan thing.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. When you're done, please lead. I want you to segue into destroying John Jones. I'm gonna sit back and just listen to this.
Well, okay, so I don't know. Just to summarize my thoughts on Petr Yan, Aljamain Sterling, I'm very disappointed as somebody who used to really like Aljamain Sterling that that's the way he decided to become the champion. If I was him, I would have tried to keep going and just maybe, I don't know, taken the loss and fought your way back, because I think it still would have been possible. But what, you take the championship, and I mean, yeah, he's got, Jan's going to face Sandhagen hopefully. And, upon return, Sterling's going to get the presumed, winner of that most likely, so he set himself up to get the title shot back. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this was like the worst thing he could have done for himself, even though he was just trying to get the belt, and so.
Yeah, because it should be about just trying to get the belt.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, we saw a guy that cared more about the gold than he did the actual meaning behind the gold. And there's like, how many champions that like, like GSP, like, the belt doesn't mean anything. The belt never the only thing the belt means is that I'm the guy, and you can see that. But when you're at the top, you're at the top. You know what I mean? Like, that's something, GSP has said, Anderson Silva said, Randy Couture, all these guys that have reached the top, they say the belt is just a figurehead, that's just symbolic, whereas it doesn't mean anything. You can give a belt to anyone. Like,
Right.
that's why it was really actually kind of funny when, Conor McGregor so long ago took Aldo's belt and really got to Aldo, because Aldo really coveted that belt, and it was the belt he coveted and not being champion. And McGregor just sucked that out of his soul. But speaking of pieces of shit, now that I brought up Conor McGregor, you want me to
I got a question though.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's on the bump couch. Damn, the bump couch is full of legends, huh? The legendary bump couch. You got Anthony Joshua, Conor McGregor, John Jones, Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling's a current champion. Here's my question. Very important question. Should they strip Aljamain Sterling of the championship? Because because he pulled out of the fight.
Here's the thing. In terms of how most other champions get treated, I think the interim championship thing that they're doing with Sandhagen and Yan is do justice enough. Because, like, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the fucking.
But they just did it with. They just did the interim championship with the heavyweight championship. They just did. Damn, why can't I think of his name? Ngannou. They just did Francis Ngannou like that. That's why I'm asking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Francis also isn't like hurt or whatever, right? Like, he just decided not to fight.
Right.
So
no, they just fucked him over. They just fucked him over.
They couldn't negotiate with Francis yet, so they had to, like, keep the division moving. But that's the thing, is that's what this Yan Sandhagen fight is it's keeping the division moving. And honestly, like, it's a better matchup in my opinion. But that's one fight that I honestly don't know if Petr Yan's gonna win. Like, Sandhagen's a fucking G, and he got so unlucky when Sterling caught him in that fucking guillotine, man. I watched that fucking shit. I was in shock. Like, good job, Aljamain Sterling. Like, I feel bad putting him on a couch with John Jones and Conor McGregor. Same thing with Josh. I feel bad. I feel bad lumping.
I don't. He has no integrity, man. He has no integrity. I feel bad for putting Cody Garbrandt over there. I just didn't like the way he was acting. He should have never been on the couch. Now that I think about it.
Between John Jones and Conor McGregor, you really feel like you should have, like, some pretty bad guys next to them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I feel bad lumping Sterling and fucking Joshua in the same category, but fuck them, right? Like,
who better? They're professionals, right? Hold on. Let's be for real. They're professionals. And we're joking around. This is a jokey podcast, like, we just talk however we want to talk. We try not to get too crazy about it. And we actually respect all professional combat sports athletes and just regular athletes. We do. Well, yeah, sure. Like a Greg Hardy or something like that, or R. Kelly. My bad. He ain't even a combat sports dude, but he can't be on the bum couch because he might molest people on the bum couch. Hey, you can be on the bum couch and not be a fighter. You know what I'm saying, R. Kelly, guilty, by the way, guys. So fuck. Okay. Lots of people take it out.
Motherfucking finally.
Yeah. So no, but
Well, let me
We
just
we
talk
respect
about
them.
let me just talk about Conor McGregor for a second. I like how he's trying to beat up little Machine Gun Kelly at the VMAs. Like, what the fuck is that
Machine
guy?
Gun
No.
Kelly might have hands though. I don't think
Okay, are you
he
really
might.
gonna? Okay, we're not gonna play that. Even like a broken
He
leg,
might.
Conor McGregor is beating
Sure.
the shit out of Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay. Here's where Conor McGregor loses. Was he on a carpet with his red carpet with his wife?
I don't know.
I don't think he was. Who cares?
I
If he was, that's great. That's a win actually, and I might not put him on the couch for that. But
so you can't take him
but
off. No, he's on the couch.
no.
I am
Megan
putting my foot
Fox
down.
was with Machine Gun Kelly.
He
So
is on
Conor
the
McGregor,
no.
sure, he's on the couch.
He's even farther into the couch cushions, dude. He's like a piece of change you find 10 years later. Like, this motherfucker's trying to fight a bad rapper. What are you doing? Like, at
Bad
least
rapper.
fucking try to fight somebody that means something.
I get it. He's definitely not on the island of relevancy in terms of his rap career. I'll say that.
Who, Conor McGregor or Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly. But Megan Fox keeps him relevant in other ways. I mean, and people are like, oh man, I don't care about Megan Fox. And I'm like, I don't either, but somehow I do. Like, Megan Fox, whatever. Where's Megan Fox at? Oh, she's on TV. Okay, I'll watch it. I'm joking. I don't watch anything with her in it. But
Okay, either way, like, I just
be an attractive person. She's pretty damn relevant. That's kind of crazy. Like, well, anyway, I digress from that.
yeah, I'm not going any farther into Megan Fox right now, but like,
The Machine Gun Kelly is, oh shit, and that's the show for you guys today.
no,
No.
honestly, like, to me, it is so sad that like Conor McGregor was that high on pain pills or that just fucking prideful or, dude, why is he going after anyone? Like, just stop it. Like,
How's Anthony Joshua taking fights that he's not winning?
well, yeah,
Why
like,
do you?
what, man? Like, it just stop.
Why
Like,
John Jones pulling people's hair and then headbutting police cars? That's what he did.
I was just gonna say, just like Conor McGregor, just stop it, John Jones. Just stop, dude. Just don't. Like Dan Cummins, my favorite comedian, says, just don't. Like, God, man, that fucking kills me. Okay, and here's my rant about John Jones. So just give me a second to get this all out.
Oh yeah, man, get it all out. You got.
I'm gonna fucking yell at people, dude. Like, I'm yelling at everyone, and I'm not even trying to do it. It pisses me off because this motherfucker, we have invested the last 10 to 12 years of our fight fan lives loving this. When he broke into the league, like UFC at 21 years old, he was just beating the god out of these just adult men. And then he finally becomes John Jones. He has all these championships. We were watching, in my opinion, possibly the greatest fighter that's ever literally walked the planet in the history of the world. Like, bar none, we could be looking at our champion that goes and fights other champions from other time periods and still wins. Like, it's crazy to me that this guy just that he couldn't get out of his own fucking way for one goddamn second to give us the greatness we all deserve. Like, what if Tom Brady decided to start beating his wife? We'd be like, oh, come on, dude. like we'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? If Tom Brady starts beating his wife, I'm just gonna stop watching sports. Like, I'll still love sports, but I have to stop watching. Yeah. Like, I can't do this with great athletes anymore, man. Like, it's either too much CTE or too much testosterone or too much pride or just too much drugs or alcohol or whatever it is. It's too much of something, and they just can't control them fucking selves. Why can't you be like Larry Fitzgerald and just be a nice guy? You know what I mean? Like, just be a nice guy. Just try to be a nice guy. You know, like.
Is Larry Fitzgerald on performance enhancing drugs?
Say what?
Is Larry Fitzgerald on performance enhancing drugs?
I don't think so. I hope not.
That's probably why his attitude's not all out of whack. I mean, John Jones definitely cycles. If you talk to anybody, he cycles like a motherfucker. I know people who've done steroids, done the same shit. He's cycling. The whole story with him hiding underneath that shit, it was just underneath the ring was just crazy. But if you look at his behavior, yeah. I mean, there's no way he would behave like that. Conor McGregor has shown you his behavior from the very beginning. John Jones has been lying about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been trying to cover up for shit. Like, remember he saved some lady from a car accident or some shit, or a mugger or some, whatever bullshit he, was supposedly did. I'll say this though. I know you say greatest fighter of all time, possibly that's ever walked the earth. I don't know, man. If there was a David and Goliath, I would put him behind at least Goliath, not in front of David, obviously, because he killed Goliath. I'd say David, Goliath, maybe John Jones. Is it picograms John Jones, or is it pull a woman's hair in Las Vegas John Jones? It makes a difference, because that John Jones hasn't fought in a while and he's overweight.
Well, speaking of what was it, John Jones' last fight, which was Dominic Reyes, right?
Shit, was it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Dominic Reyes. Well, Dominic Reyes is fighting Max Griffin next. I have that on the low. I don't think anyone's heard that yet, but I have it on Inside Authority, bro, that Max Griffin's fighting Dominic Reyes, straight from a guy that talks to Max Griffin on the text messages.
Okay. When I post this episode, I'm eating Chinese food. That's why I sound like shit.
We'll check this
when
out.
I post this episode, I'll put you in there and you gotta say that.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is I just want to give a shout out to, my buddy Kevin, who told me. He's one of the vendors that comes to my store. But he's a cool guy, he does jiu-jitsu. But he's friends with Max Griffin, and he texted me the other day and he was like, "Hey man, Max is fighting Dominic Reyes next." And it's like, well, shit, dude, that's big, because the winner of that either gets a rematch for the title for Reyes, or, the first title shot for Griffin. Like, I mean, it's going to be a tough road ahead with, Blachowicz being so tough, but man, since Kevin and I have been friends, I've been a big Max Griffin fan, cause, I kind of I know him in a sense, like, I'm like, hey, what's
right.
Max do? And I can have it on good authority that Max is eating a burrito, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. I fangirl out a little bit about it, but it's nothing even all that big. It's just, kind of a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy sort of shit. But,
no, that stuff is big. I mean,
I just thought it was, I haven't really come at you with a lot of stuff other than opinions, but I have that on pretty decent authority. So hopefully it comes to fruition by the time this comes out, because if not, I'm going to look pretty dumb. But
no, stuff changes all the time. I mean, they've been trying to finalize a lot of deals. In the last week, they've been trying to finalize quite a few deals. And make some fights happen, and that's good, because the news of fights happening gets the wheels turning, and it gets people talking, and you want there to be chatter about things, and it's just not. Honestly, John Jones is the type of guy, and Conor McGregor, they steal all the energy, and it sucks all the energy right out of the room when it comes to MMA and UFC, because it's like, what are these two clowns doing? And now it's like, oh, let's look at the clown show instead of look at these great fights coming up,
Right.
And here's the thing. This is an important part of all of this. The bum couches so we can put people in a certain area, not talk about them, and talk about upcoming fights and past fights and things that matter, not people who are just, oh, please look at me. They just begging for attention. Like, someone said
the worst part about our bum couch so far is it's all still guys that are relevant, and it sucks. Like, you can say they're not, but no matter what, like, if John Jones,
that's the point of it.
He's relevant. If McGregor comes back healthy, he's relevant. Joshua, all he needs is go back to the drawing board, find a good opponent, and beat him. He's relevant again. Like Aljo Sterling, once he gets his neck shit good and he stops being a little bitch, he's relevant. Like, that's
the point, is that they're relevant, because a bum, okay, Evander Holyfield, obviously a bum, right? I mean, shit.
I feel like that's kind of unfair.
Tito Ortiz.
Yeah.
Not really. Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he's a bum.
I mean, my point is, don't be taking dumbass fights when you're old and losing them. And both of those guys just did that. Evander Holyfield shouldn't have done it. The fuck is he smoking?
That was bad. I felt
Huh?
bad when I saw Holyfield do that. He was fucking not even able to speak correctly when he was interviewing.
So why was he fighting? Whatever.
I didn't say I fucking made the
Right.
fight. I agree. It's a terrible fight to make.
No, and you know what? Vitor Belfort, like, he's not on the bomb couch. He should be. If we're talking about relevancy, he's not relevant. He beat up fucking Evander Holyfield.
At this point, he took the money, whatever.
But he beat up Evander Holyfield. So, like, he's not relevant. He beat up a man who couldn't even speak afterwards. That's why I want Anderson Silva to kick him in his goddamn face again. Fuck him. You see what I mean? No matter what you do to get on the couch, I can always come back to some stupid shit you did and keep you on that fucking couch. Unless you're Cody Garbrandt, because he hadn't done anything stupid that we know of.
What if, like, Silva and Belfort, like, said they're going to fight, in, like, boxing rules, and then Silva kicks him in the head?
It'd be great. It'd be the greatest thing he ever did in his life. It'd be illegal and stupid, and he'd probably go to the bum couch for it.
I hope
but it would be great. See, I picture the bum couch as my sectional, but lined up with all types of professional athletes that just don't know any better. Like, it's an intervention.
And it just starts becoming like a thing of space after a while. Like, Joshua takes up a lot more space than, like, Aljo Sterling. Like,
It's like some are hobbits and some are
you got to start, like, choosing who, like, your bums based on who's going to going to fit on the couch. Like, can't have too many heavyweights. You can't, like, be like Ngannou, Stipe, Cormier, fucking Joshua, Wilder. They're not going to fit on your sectional.
See, here's somebody who's going to end up there if they lose their next fight, and this is really fucked up. Wei Lee. She loses to Rose Namajunas, and that's it. That's kind of it. You're a bum. Like, you were full of shit. Jessica Andrade isn't on the bum couch, but that's because, she can still win. She's not relevant necessarily, but she can still win. Who just fought Valentina again? I don't know why I can't remember her name.
Lauren Murphy.
Why? Why was that a thing? Why are we doing this?
Okay. You know why they're doing it? Just to pad Valentina's record, just so they can justify giving her Nunes again. Or Namajunas.
I don't think Thug Rose. I mean, Thug Rose should take that fight, but I'm telling you, she's gonna beat her fucking ass. Valentina's not gonna let her set up stupid shit. She's not gonna sit there and let her set that shit up, man. She's gonna be setting her up the whole time. She's not gonna know it. Like, Valentina and Nunes doesn't have a style that you can really catch up to and be like, oh, I know what they're going to do. They're going to throw this left now. They don't even fight like that. They don't know what they're going to do until you get your ass in there. They're like, all right, I'm going to just do this. And Thug Rose won't know. She's predictable enough to where she still fights like an old school fighter, like a UFC fighter. She plants her feet the same way. She circles the cage the same way. She's going to get knocked the fuck out the same way.
I'll agree with you in the sense that I think she'd get knocked the fuck out, but I think it's for the sense that that Valentina Shevchenko versus Rose Namajunas, like, there's just two different types of mind frames. You don't see Valentina Shevchenko yelling to herself at the top of her lungs that she's the best to try to motivate herself and get herself up for the the situation. You don't see that. She comes in there locked and loaded like a bullet, bro. It doesn't matter. You just point name. Whereas Thug Rose, like, if she has a bad fucking day, like, what can you say? Valentina, I don't think she has bad days, and if she does, they're not in the cage. So I just, that's the fight. If Namajunas wins against Wei Lee coming up, that's the fight that I think they should make.
Sure.
Because it's going to get the most, the most eyeballs. They're going to get the most money. You can pimp it in any way you want, but it will be a UFC either co-main or main event. Like, you'd have to do it at that point. The Bullet versus Namajunas, and then Namajunas comes up a weight. Or maybe even Valentina can lose a little bit and go down. I don't know. I mean, she's already pretty small.
Where the hell is JJ at?
She's waiting to fight somebody again. I don't fucking know. She's not. Yeah, she's not in the title hunt right now. Or maybe she gets the loser of Namajunas Whaley. I don't know. But
Yes,
either
I
way,
would think
she's
so.
Joanna is not champion right now, so she's not relevant. But I just it does make and it doesn't make sense to have to have Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko face off for a third time when Shevchenko's 0-2, unless we can start it with like, okay, she's cleaned out her entire division. She just went down and took the belt from this fucking stud in that division, the division below.
Yeah, then you have to make the fight.
There's no other thing for her to do. She can't lose the next weight class down. Like, I mean, at a point, she's gonna, run out of weight she can lose or weight classes to lose it for. Like she's got.
If I'm her, if I want to keep fighting, I'll go to Bellator or PFL or something. Here's my thing. I understand that the competition isn't the same, but what the fuck else are you gonna do if all you do is compete, and you're the best, man? I would be just in what I would be addicted to beating the shit out of people. Like, there's no way if they let's say not the impossible. Let's say Nunes and Shevchenko fight to a draw. I'm quitting. I don't ever want to fight this person again. I can't beat him. I don't care. And if you Nunes is like, whatever, I can't beat her anymore. Okay. I don't want to fight him anymore. I don't. Like, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to go beat everybody else's ass that I can. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't, that's why I don't want them to fight. Cause at the end of the day, what does it even mean?
You know what it means? You get to watch the two greatest female fighters that have ever lived up to this point fight.
Their last fight was a stinker, though.
Well, no, their last fight was not a stinker. It was a fucking heartbreaker because I think Shevchenko won that fucking fight.
I think but I think it was, they were, you want to talk about two people respecting the shit out of each other. They didn't move. Man, they were moving like centimeters at a time, dude. They would not.
Well, yeah, Trent perfect, but like doesn't.
No, and I get it. I'm just saying, like, damn, like they didn't do anything out of the realm of just, hey man, throw that kick, do this, do that. It was all like watching a sparring match, maybe like an overhyped sparring match. So
nah, their second fight,
it wasn't great.
Even though Shevchenko came out of it 0-2, still didn't mean that she couldn't get a third fight, especially if she cleans out her division and goes and beats Namajunas or Whaley.
I'm not. Yeah, she could be Whaley too. If the Whaley that won that belt, if that had showed up against Doug Rose, I would be doubting that Shevchenko could beat her.
Don't you fucking dare!
Here's the thing. I didn't say like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Whaley would beat her. I'm just saying like, I'd be doubting it, not a whole lot, but I'd be doubting it a little bit. And I should, because I want to have fun with it too. I don't want to just turn it on. I don't just want to turn on my TV and like, the NFL is doing great right now because the Chiefs aren't doing very well and the Tampa Bay just lost. It's because more people are emerging to make it more fun. The Rams are now apparently the best team in the NFL and the team to beat. So that's where I'm coming from with it. It's a better story and stuff like that. I don't think anybody's going to beat Tampa Bay. I don't. I don't think Green Bay has enough. Have you seen Green Bay's defense? Ew. They're horrible. And Tampa Bay's defense is good. They just kind of, I don't know, they got a Super Bowl hangover. They kind of, got their head up their own ass sometimes. But anyway, that's where I'm coming from with that. I would definitely doubt the champ because there would be this other champ coming along strong. But like, Valentina's gonna beat the hell out of whoever she faces, and eventually her and Amanda Nunes. But will fight. It won't be a Wilder and Joshua situation. They'll actually get it done this time.
Yeah, no, I think it's it's actually a very relevant trilogy, and for the first time in a long time that I can remember, at least, it would be a trilogy where one of the where the record is 2-0 versus 0-2. You know what I mean? Instead, usually
Yeah.
trilogies are out because of like a 1-1 sort of scenario, but
Tito Ortiz. I think he was 0-2 against Odell.
well, and that I don't remember specifically. I mean, you're probably right.
You don't
but,
give a shit either. Just say you don't give a shit. Don't say you don't remember.
no. I mean, either way, like even if that was one of those same situations, look at the same thing. It was always relevant for the time. Like so. I don't know. I think we have a lot of good fights to look forward to. I think coming up with 267 and then 268. Oh man, like there's a couple of good fight nights in between. I think we're set pretty well for the next couple weeks of being a fight fan and football fan. My three favorite F's are fishing, fighting, and fucking. I mean, fishing, fighting, and football. So I guess I got four favorite F's.
You can fucking football if you're good at it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this last card? I didn't get to see as much of it as I wanted to.
I didn't get to see any of it. I was at a wedding, so I barely even seen highlights.
I was also at the wedding, but I was still watching this shit. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I couldn't. I was in the reception, but
I was in the wedding, bro.
Yeah, well, I wasn't in reception, so I didn't. My phone didn't have reception. I wasn't at the reception. Sorry, that sounds too close. But honestly, like just from what I have seen, like the few highlights and whatnot, I tried to watch what happened with the Diaz Lawler thing, and
yeah, he was out. That was a bust.
Yeah, I think there was a part of Nick Diaz that realized he didn't have it, and that Robbie Lawler's a scary motherfucker. So either way, he's getting paid. Like, like I'm probably not gonna watch any more Nick Diaz fights specifically. If he's on a card that I'm already watching, whatever. But I'll watch Nate Diaz fight, but I'm not gonna watch Nick Diaz specifically. Like,
I'd love to watch? Them fight each other.
No, I don't want to see that. That's stupid. I'd rather watch Nate Diaz.
No, I do. What? Why? Maybe because they'd be playing around the whole time.
No, I'd watch. I would watch Nate Diaz fight, but I don't want to watch Nick Diaz fight anymore.
I want to watch them fight each other.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that. That's stupid.
Because it's got Nick Diaz in it.
Yeah.
But you just said you want to watch Nate Diaz fight. But no.
Yeah, but I think
who do you want to see him fight next year?
Wait, say what?
Who do you want to see Nate Diaz fight next year? Because that's kind of a tough question to me.
Honestly, I just want to see him fight again. They'll probably make a good matchup out of it either way. He's not really. I mean, he'd have to win a couple fights before he was, title contender anyway. Like, he's gotten these fast fights, he's lost them all. So it's like, I just kind of want to see him either have a good last fight or just keep taking good fights.
Masvidal.
Again?
That'd only be their second fight.
Yeah, but again?
Yeah. The BMF title. Yep. Absolutely. Because it'd be a good comeback. Yeah.
I don't know that I would say that I would make that my main event, but I'd make it a co-main.
No, it don't have to be a main event, but like that'd be pretty cool to have. Get Masvidal names back up there, give him another win, or maybe a loss, or Nate Diaz relevant at all, and then you give Diaz a good fight after that. So I think either way you slice it, one of those, they're both going to get good fights after that. I think you just do that just so they can have a good fight together with each other and then have good fights right after that.
Yeah, you hope.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But yeah,
it'd be a good fight to have like as a third fight on a good UFC, pay-per-view card. But other than that, man, like I said, with Carlos Condit retiring, I kind of just want to see all these older generation guys that either aren't winning enough or just not winning at all. I kind of just want to see him right off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter if you win or lose, just let's remember fondly and now let's progress with the game because we don't need Nate Diaz coming back. We don't need Nick Diaz coming back. We don't need these guys coming out of retirement.
Put his name in there.
Cowboy, yeah, Cowboy too. Cowboy first. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, fucking first. I'm tired of seeing my favorite fighter get his ass beat, dude. It's fucking sad. And like, I don't say that in like a pathetic way. I say that in like a really like a caring way. It hurts to watch him fucking get his ass whipped, dude. Because like if he was, at the same age, if he was at the same age as he is, of the people, who are beating him, he would have beaten them just based on where he was in his career. Like, it's just,
and that's the fucked up part about it. And that's exactly where I am with you with that. I'm like, yeah, man, because if it was during his time, and if his time was during their time, then he'd be beating the guys, like you said. And I don't think it would be super close either. The problem is still this: would he be champion? Could he get it done? Because I think it's just something in his head. It happens.
I think there's champions, and then I think there's guys like Donald Cerrone who may not be champions, but are always champion at heart, if that makes sense. Like, he's definitely a champion. Like, he's definitely somebody you can have as your favorite fighter, and people don't necessarily be like, huh?
Like Kane. Like Kane in the WWE. Kane's the same guy. Like, he wouldn't have the belt, like, at all, ever, but people love. Do you hate Kane? You like Kane?
I mean,
you like Kane.
I mean, he wasn't on my top 10.
But you don't hate him?
I mean, whatever. I don't really think about him all that much.
I'm just saying, people like Kane quite a bit. And people like Donald Cerrone quite a bit, but they just aren't champions. They don't need the belt, though. They don't need any title. They are champions at heart. Kane's a bad motherfucker. Donald Cerrone is step up whenever he need to, and I appreciate that from both of them.
Right.
But somebody's going on the bum couch. No. Okay. No. Okay, so
okay. Donald Cerrone will never be on the bum couch. I will kill you.
No, he can't be. I mean, because he would have been on the bum couch by now, to be honest. Oh. This is how we're going to end this. This is the last thing we're talking about. I forgot who was on it, because I was like, man, there's somebody that really belongs on the bum couch. And I just wrote about him. Yoel Romero. To the bum couch you go, you bum ass motherfucker. You are such a fucking bum. You've been a bum. You got hands that, you got Medusa hands since turn a motherfucker to stone, right? That's fantastic. But you don't let him go. You don't, man, wherever Cody Garbrandt was sitting, go and make a good ass groove right there. Let that mold to your ass, because you're going to be there for a good long while. Thoughts on Yoel Romero and how much of a fucking bum he is?
I will tell you how much of a bum I think he is, and that's because I have no thoughts about Yoel Romero, man. Once he left the UFC, he was irrelevant to me. So, I mean, the Bellator has made a career out of, or made an entire promotion out of fielding gold from UFC's trash. You know what I mean?
Not Michael Chandler. Not because they deserve it, but like, not him.
That wasn't from the UFC's trash, though. That was from their own.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but like, they do have guys. They got guys. Not a whole lot, but let's give them credit.
But what I mean is, what I meant is, at one point Scott Coker was like, we have the best light heavyweight, fighter on the planet, when it was Ryan Bader as champion. And it was like, you mean that guy that lost the UFC champion John Jones? Crazy. Like, do you really think yours is the best in the world? Fuck you, dude. Like, you like, at best, your guys used to be all right in the UFC. Now we're seeing that Chandler, he's all right in the UFC, but he's a little bit better in his division. But like, Ryan Bader was all right in the UFC, and he was a champion in Bellator. To me, that signals a level change in competition. Yeah, there are guys like Douglas Lee.
Phil Davis too. That's the guy that beat the shit out of Yoel Romero. And watch that whole fight. Beat his ass.
Yeah, Phil Davis is a good fighter. I mean, he's athletic, but he was also an ex-UFC fighter who was all right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, but Yoel Romero, you know why he got so high? Not just the knockout highlight reel. That's great. I get that. That was fantastic, But people would always talk about, oh man, he's the greatest wrestler to ever step in the UFC ring and stuff. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But that's another combat sport. That's not UFC. That's not MMA. You need to relax and you need to put in where he is and say he's a knockout artist. He don't do shit else in MMA. If he can't knock you out, he's not doing shit. And that's okay. That's okay. But keep him where he is. He's a bum now because everybody talk about how he deserved a belt. He should have been champ. He should have this. He should have that. Nah. Like you said, as soon as he left UFC, he was irrelevant. He was irrelevant before he left because the way he would fight, the way he fought Izzy was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. It was the same thing Anderson Silva did. I'd argue it was way worse. Anderson Silva was trying to showboat. I get it. But like, yeah, I would argue that what he did was worse than what Anderson Silva did because he did it years after.
What Anderson Silva did, he did while he was champion. Like, where
right. There you go.
Was never champion and he's trying to like, let the champion come to him? It's like, fuck you, dude. Like, play your game. Do what you did to get there. Like, come on, man. Like, so yeah, once he left the UFC, to me, it was like, well, that's cool. Maybe he'll go win a championship in Bellator. It doesn't matter. Like, like what? He's going to win in Bellator and all of a sudden revitalize his career, come to the UFC and be a champion again? No, that's not how it works. Like,
I want to see that. Somebody should be able to do that. And I don't know why they're not. Masvidal needs to get the fuck out of UFC and go to Bellator and be a name. Make some money and be a name, Why can't you make some money? What? I'm sorry.
I just said, I was going to say Patricio Pitbull, Michael Venom Page, Doug Lema. Those guys can all go to the UFC and be successful. There's, like other, people here and there too. But like in particular, those guys would be great to see in the UFC.
They would. And I think they still got a pretty decent chance to do so. The UFC, their booking is just kind of weird. They don't all, like we always talked about the matches they don't make and the matchups and stuff. And, I'm sorry, NXT just came on. So I said matches. I'm watching wrestling and shit. I didn't mean matches. I meant that, the fights they make aren't always the fights they should make. So I don't want to, respect them like that. I just don't. So what I'm trying to say is Bellator is fine where they at. I get it. It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to see some guys jump ship and stuff like that, and go to UFC, but I don't trust UFC to make the right fights. But I also would like to see some guys go to UFC, and I want to, what I want to see, man? Like, I want to see not maybe competition, but I want to see people start to go into other areas and make other promotions and make themselves bigger. Because if we're talking about you taking a step down from competition, then do it. Okay. You're not that good anyway. Like, where the hell should Nick Diaz go? Can Nick Diaz still make money somewhere? Yes. Go to PFL. You see what I mean? They'll
just
destroy.
Go to the boxing circuit. Go to the boxing circuit, man. Fuck it.
Yeah. Fight Logan Paul or Jake Paul.
Yeah. Fight one of the Paul brothers for sure. Or fight Anderson Silva in the boxing match. Or Vitor Belfort.
Hey, by the way, Logan Paul, he's taking a number and he's ready to sit down on the bum couch. We don't have any room for him today, but I'm ready to put him on that bum couch because
not even on your sectional?
Huh?
Not even on your sectional couch?
No, we full right now. But you don't have to take a number. It's like a 2-hour wait on bum couch seating. But he'll get there. And the reason I say that is because the dude ain't fought nobody in a minute. Jake Paul's still relevant. Jake Paul's going to be relevant well into next year. And why? Why? The dude's making money because he just fought somebody. Logan Paul, I know he fought Mayweather, but god damn, that was awful. And that's how irrelevant he is. He fought Floyd Mayweather and nobody gives a fuck. Yep. And with that, say the line. Do the line, Bart!
This has been, it's been a while. That's what it's been. This is Sporticus, and you've been sports entertained.